Welcome to Moonlit Lioness. This is What's the Word Wednesday, and we're going to take a temperature for the coming week and see how things are shaping up. We have our full moon in Aquarius today, and it is happening on a day where there's already lots of things being divulged. We've got Fauci being interviewed or in a hearing, and who knows what else will pop up, right? So all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do today is just do a read, draw an oracle card as usual, and I'm just going to do a pyramid spread and see what the energies of this week are going to bring for us, and see what advice we may have in order to deal with those energies or utilize those energies for our own good. So all right, so I've got one card, my oracle card shuffled, and why don't I go ahead and I gotta zoom this in a little bit and share screen. There we go. And I got this deck here. I chose two decks today. I chose this oracle deck, Oracle of the Hidden Worlds, because today, with the full moon reveals hidden things, and as I mentioned in my Stargazing Sunday, this full moon opposition is taking place right on top of Barbo's basket. So it's kind of like it's revealing something that's been building up underneath. So I thought the hidden worlds would be appropriate, and I'm going to go ahead and shuffle that a little bit and draw a card from that. I've already cleansed the deck. I used my candle for breaking energetic bonds and cleansing the deck before, and then of course the shuffling helps too. Alright, so please help me with the energies. Alright, this one's popping way out there. I think it wants to be heard, so we're going to do that. And then the tarot cards that I picked today are from this called Taroteca Studio, Dark Mansion Tarot. Let's see if you can see that. Which way do we go? The Dark Mansion Tarot. And it's kind of got a little bit of a gothic theme to it, and kind of, again, it just, my cover for my stargazing was the skeleton in the closet. So I thought that was kind of appropriate, All right, so enough shuffling. Let's go ahead and cut this deck. Future, hidden influence, advice, and outcome. And over here is, let's center this a little bit. Look a little nicer. There we go. All right. And what do we got here? We've got 20, the healing the earth, love, humility, respect. That reminds me a lot of the Neptune energy in the Barbo's basket. So one of the shock absorbers or helpful assists, there are two. One is Neptune, one is Uranus for the Pluto Jupiter / Sun opposition, and this and Neptune, the love, humility, respect that we can give in times of challenge. Can be very helpful for mitigating and helping to reduce the flames, so to speak, kind of calm down the flames in the aggravation. So let's put that there, and I'm going to go ahead and read from the book and see what more it has to say. It's number 20. Healing the earth. It says, we the humans have left the care of the planet to the great and unseen spirits all about us. Some, it is true, have taken up the burden created by the many, and we rage and race towards an abyss, telling ourselves that what matters is only today. But tomorrow matters for those yet to be born, and for the wisdom within you that can be remembered by the children of the future. Yet the forests have been murdered. They're on fire right now, so that kind of resonates, doesn't it? And waters polluted, the gifts of the earth brought to the surface and used as playthings. It is time to heal and to remember, for the great ones can do so much, but the true healing must take place in our hearts and move to our actions. Earth healing can be felt one those special days. I think it's supposed to be on those special days when the gates open and we can feel the flood of energies pour down. We can help weave those energies into the people by demonstrating what matters most. We can choose to help our Mother, the Earth, to be of service and to have a humble attitude and expression of energy towards her. We can walk gently and openly and know we must help her out. We can pick up the fallen bird, plant a tree, speak our truth, and live like this life and this planet matter. It is temporary, this life, but it matters what we do with it. And now you are being asked to be of service through expressing love, humility, respect for the earth in your actions. Let this great goddess nurture the earth, nurture you too. Nurturing the earth, yes. This path will take you away from the disposable, the ungrateful, the careless, and move you into a deeper, truer expression of your soul. Illumination, I pray my part in caring for the earth. I support the great ones in their healing work and embrace being a child of this earth. Very nice. Yeah. So this is asking us to focus on Mother Earth and just taking care of her, right? So we all seem to realize that, but our society and our culture don't support that very well. And the left has somewhat hijacked the whole process by creating, green plans or green agendas and things that's more about controlling people through a methodology rather than allowing us each on our own to respect the earth and take care of it. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and see what details are showing up in the tarot for, and then kind of try to relate that to the idea of taking care of the earth. So we got the past card, which is the Three of Cups. Okay, so here, since this is a newer deck, I'll try to hold it up so you can see. So we've got the Three of Cups here, where three people celebrating and all dressed up and celebrating an event. Not too different from the Rider-Waite, really. That's the past. The present is the Five of Cups. So we've got more cups. Got a lot of cups this week. Focus, camera. Oh, golly. There we go. So, Five of Cups. Woman is lying down over her desk or wherever and crying. It's a card of disappointment. And then in the future, we've got Two of Swords. Everything's backwards, sir. Okay, Two of Swords. Where there's a definite use of intuition because of the water behind her and the moon in the sky. She's not using her senses or especially her eyesight to process. She's going within and relying on her intuition to process things. So right here we've got going from a place where emotionally, and this is all kind of emotional, right? So we're emotionally happy with the way things are going, but in the present, maybe today, maybe this week sometime, there's a moment where things are upsetting. and not, they're disappointing. They may not make you cry, or maybe they will. But it's certainly something that causes disappointment. There'll be like a moment of disappointment, and then from that disappointment, and all challenges do this, it kind of forces us to rectify the situation. What am I going to do about it? How am I going to handle this? Right? It's a challenge. So what are we going to do about this situation? And it causes us to go inward, and instead of fixing it with how we see things visually and literally, maybe fixing it by closing our eyes and thinking about it more deeply, and in the still deep waters right here, as shown in the card, and thinking about it a little more in depth than we would otherwise. Okay, I'm not tying it in with this just yet. Now, our hidden influence is the world. Now, that's interesting. So the world in astrology, focus. The world in astrology is the Saturn. And in here in this card, the woman is holding the world. And it's like you're entering a new... this week, especially with the full moon in Aquarius, it's kind of like we're hitting another mile marker, another milestone, right? Another spot where there's not a whole lot of turning around and going back, right? We've progressed to a new phase, a new stage, and it looks like it has a lot to do. I mean, I'm thinking about what's happening today with the Fauci thing, and I think a lot of it has to do with that. And I'm still thinking about the Earth card, so I'll get to that. But so I think we're just processing. We're processing, and we're coming to a new phase where in the future, gosh. Maybe I can't believe everything that's right in front of me. Maybe I have to think about it a little deeper than just accepting it at face value, right? There's a new phase, a new milestone. Okay, so advice, King of Swords. Let me bring it up, try to show you. So we got the King of Swords. Focus. And which doesn't, that's too bad, it's not focusing very well, but there's King of Swords, and in addition to that we have the Six of Cups. And the Rider-Waite Six of Cups, it's a gifting card, it's a giving card. It's like a younger generation maybe given to an older, or sometimes it's read differently, but it is kind of like a nostalgia, or giving something to somebody else in the family. In this particular one, the woman has pictures of family all around her, and she's admiring or thinking about. So she's being very nostalgic. She's looking at the picture, thinking about a loved one, right? So, I do believe that what the advice is telling us, and we do have some Mercury influence, because Mercury is influencing Uranus, which is in Gemini. We do have some family influence going on, and I think it's saying if you have disappointment in a family situation, right? If you have disappointment in a family situation, don't just take it at face value and think everything that's happening. Go deeper with your understanding. Think through it thoroughly, because the King of Swords, he's at the top of the swords. He's the one that is knows it the best. He's the swordsman. So I would say, thinking through things about your loved ones very thoroughly as you decide how to move forward, as you go through that threshold. Because this is the hidden influence, whatever you decide from a disappointment, however you decide to manage that, it's kind of it. You're going forward and you're not going back. That's what the world is saying. It's saying that you are taking everything through a new, you can't go back from there. So just make sure you're thinking through everything well and thoroughly and thoughtfully. Okay, so what is the outcome? And the outcome is the Two of Pentacles. So I think this week, there is a feeling of instability, So the Two of Pentacles is he's juggling the pentacles. A little bit of instability, a little overwhelming, I think Jupiter is related to that card. And it just is a little much to handle. And you might feel like, you're a little overwhelmed, or you have a little too much on your plate. And then you've got to deal with some kind of disappointment where you might just want to address it quickly to get it off your plate. But just for the sake of moving ahead in the right direction, just make sure you're thinking through it thoroughly before you move ahead, especially if it's involving your family or somebody very close and dear to you, like this is showing here. So how does this relate to healing the earth? Well, I have to go ahead and draw a parallel here because the earth supports us. We take care of the earth. It is my belief that we are stewards to some extent of the earth, and we have not been good ones for sure. I agree with that. So I think first we have to get ourselves in order. It's kind of like when you're on the airplane and they tell you, you got a child with you, put the oxygen mask on yourself first, So you got to take care of yourself first and, make sure your house is in order. And that will lead to also a good foundation for then addressing Mother Earth. I think just honoring Mother Earth in your daily life and respecting her, trying to incorporate things that you feel are doing that in your daily life or weekly life, some type of routine, can be very beneficial for honoring the earth and helping it to heal. And then also when you do those things, if you're doing them where other people notice, that can be inspiring to other people, and it can catch on that way. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. You don't have to tell people what to do. You just do the right thing, and sometimes you inspire people that way. So anyway, so that's how I'm tying that in, because it doesn't seem to be related, but it is something that obviously wanted to be talked about. It's something that Spirit wanted to bring up, and just popping out at me, last thing, love, humility, respect. Maybe it's not just about healing the earth, but the words that go along with the oracle card: love, humility, respect. So going back to the disappointment, and instead of being reactionary to the disappointment, maybe sit down. Maybe it requires love of the other person that disappointed you, but maybe it requires love because you disappointed yourself, and just learning to love yourself even through those disappointments. We're all human, right? And just have a little humility and respect for yourself or the other person, whoever this is involving in this story that we're experiencing this week. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed my read. I try not to get them too long because I know it can be a little bit much. But I hope you are having a great day and enjoying the circus that's happening in the news, and not taking it too heavily or anything. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you again, hopefully, on Stargazing Sunday, where I will put out another video talking about the astrology for this coming week. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Now I gotta stop my... There we go.